Good timing, that, Dave.
Hello, and welcome to the Mantic Podcast. The podcast that's Friday at 12 o'clock GMT time and available on Mondays. I am joined by Rob. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, thank God, I remember to unmute your microphone.
Why can no one see us, Matt?
No one can see us because we're currently in a bunker in an undisclosed location, hiding it out until Corona's passed us by.
That's right. Containment protocols are in effect.
We're surrounded by beans and Lucozade.
Yeah.
And a lot of toilet roll, apparently.
For the next, for the next couple of weeks, I guess it might just you might miss our beautiful faces and instead just happen to listen to our beautiful voices.
And just this lovely mini.
So actually, talking of, should we do a public service announcement before we start, Matt, regarding the coronavirus? So we put this on Facebook earlier on today, but it was mainly just to update people with a load of stuff that's going on. And just because some things have been cancelled or changed, some things are staying the same, and some things are even better. So it's kind of a mixed bag of emotions. So this will be a roller coaster. So if we start with Mantic Open Day, so that was going to take place in a couple of weeks on April 4th, but we've kind of taken the decision to postpone it until May the 9th. The reason for that is, a lot of things are kind of being postponed. We kind of ummed and ahed about it, thought, actually, a few weeks delay might kind of help. So anyone who's got a ticket, your ticket is still valid for the new Open Day on May the 9th. If you can't make it then if you email support at Mantic Games, you can have a full refund, which is fine. And then, because I know, obviously, Matt, that people will be disappointed that they can't play Arena Wars.
A lot of disappointment, specifically around Arena Wars. Obviously.
Yeah, I think aren't we going to change this to the Arena Wars Open Day? I thought that was the change.
We're changing the company to Arena Wars.
Arena Wars. Yeah, I think that probably makes sense. So if you are, we'll put this on the newsletter as well. It's been on Facebook, but yeah, remember that the Open Day is now May the 9th. Secondly, we had Mantic Night at Adepticon. So this is a bit like the kind of Open Day, but for people in North America who obviously can't come over to the Open Day here at the UK. Now, unfortunately, the entirety of Adepticon has been cancelled. It got cancelled last night, which is a real shame because it's a brilliant. I went last year. It's a fantastic event, and Martin was going to go over this year along with Elvis. And unfortunately, that's been cancelled. So the whole thing has been cancelled, which obviously means we can't do the Mantic Night because it actually takes place at Adepticon. So that one, we're going to get in touch with everyone that had bought a ticket, and again, they can have a full refund or Mantic Store credit if they want. If they were going to pick up something at Adepticon, then we'll make sure they can still get that sent over.
Oh.
That is because the Mantic Night in particular. I'm not saying that you get drunk at Mantic Night, but from what I can remember last year, it was great fun.
If anything, the alcohol would have helped, but
partying until the early hours. So that's a real shame, that one. But we'll hopefully, assuming everything's back for Gen Con, we'll be having a Gen Con similar kind of Mantic Night there. So fingers crossed for that, really.
Yeah.
So that continuing my public service announcements. Obviously, we've got the Mantic Store here. We are going to keep that one open. So for the foreseeable future, we've told Elvis to stop licking the door handles, and he won't kiss you when you come in. So we're going to be making sure that it's all nice and clean. He's got his hand sanitizer for when people come in. And so that will remain open as normal. So Monday 10 till 4, Wednesday, Thursday 10 till 4, Friday 2 till 10, and then Saturday 10 till 6. So so you'll be able to come along and pick up some bits and bobs.
PSA heavy.
And then finally, we've obviously kind of one of the things at the minute is people are being told to self-isolate potentially if they're feeling a bit under the weather. So we thought, well, actually, that's probably a great time for some extra hobby time. I mean, I would love to be locked in a room with 100 goblins and be told to hang on. That sounds slightly odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of currently in the process of doing ogres and vermin, so I'd appreciate some extra hobby time potentially. So for the next week or so, we've lowered the free shipping on the website to £10, €15, and $20. So you just have to spend that, and you'll get free shipping just in case you want to stock up on some extra bits and bobs. Really,
you don't need toilet roll. You need more goblins.
We can't ship toilet roll.
Mantic branded toilet roll.
Mantic branded, but I mean we have Mantic tape, but I think that would be slightly uncomfortable.
Don't recommend it.
It would spread more than it would absorb, I guess. So there we go. That's an image for you all, and it would stick, obviously, of course.
Yeah.
Comment here on the thing says Rusted Beetle says, if you can't remember Mantic Night last year, I have plenty of pictures. I think it's probably best to keep those.
I thought the golden rule is if everyone's drinking, you're banned from using a camera.
What happens at Mantic Night stays at Mantic Night. I think that's the official line.
We're going to need those photos immediately, all local and digital copies.
Yeah, if you can just burn them all, please, that would be much appreciated.
Cheers, pal.
So that's the kind of that's it for all the public service stuff. I think we're going to obviously we've got things like Border Conflict taking place here. I think that's the only upcoming kind of tournament for a while. But again, we're going to. Sharad's already been in touch with everyone and make sure everyone's okay. So kind of at HQ, business as usual to some extent. And unless you're otherwise.
Yeah. It's got to be done, annoyingly, but we don't want to make it worse for anyone.
And that's why there's no video today, because I'm in the office and you're at home, because we're not allowed to be within the infection zone of each other.
Apparently, me and you just can't be together.
No, we're incredibly infectious, so that's fine.
I'm not going to say I'm just in my pants, but I'm definitely not in trousers. But...
No, I don't think we needed that image. That's why the video's not... Actually, you probably could have got the video working, you just didn't want to, because then you would have had to get
doing
dressed.
a job interview over Skype, you're just wearing the suit and tie, but who knows what's down below.
What an insight into your life. Is that, hang on, wait a minute. When we did our interview for you over Skype...
I don't want to say it was... Why do you think I was so enthusiastic and happy? It's already divulged. We don't even have Martin on the podcast, and it's gone south.
Okay, so what am I meant to be talking about?
So,
Hellboy.
All PSAs aside, Hellboy. Obviously, we got some super exciting stuff coming out that I think we've teased on the blog, haven't we?
We've got quite a bit of Hellboy stuff coming out today. Well, this week actually. So I think one of the main things is this week we've got the launch of Hellboy Mexico, which is probably my favorite expansion for Hellboy, mainly because it does have Hellboy in spandex and also a giant wrestling vampire bat.
Everything you need.
Yeah. So that was a kind of a limited edition expansion that was funded in the Kickstarter. And the reason it's limited edition is we're only going to do one print run of it. So basically, if you want to grab hold of it, this is your chance. And it's all based around... when we're kind of looking through which expansions we wanted to do, there were obviously some of the main storylines in Hellboy, which we've kind of gone through with Darkness Calls, Wild Hunt, and maybe a future one. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, but kind of we also wanted to do a few kind of crazy ones. And one of the problems is you've got with Hellboy is it's really, really tough to find ones where he kind of goes off with other people and you've got other playable agents potentially.
Yeah.
Because he's very brooding and quite moody. So he does tend to kind of go off on his own and punch monsters in the face.
Likes his own company.
Yeah, yeah. So there was kind of two that I kind of like the idea of. and one of them I can never remember the name of. Hang on, you're going to hear me typing slowly on the internet, which was
You don't have
Oscar.
a mechanical keyboard, so I think we're all right.
Yeah, sorry. So it's Hellboy.
So because there was a little bit of confusion because people thought that it was a Kickstarter exclusive. It was a limited edition that was funded through Kickstarter.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, and also we asked you on Facebook if you had any questions regarding Hellboy the board game. Post them there. Obviously, if you've got any, hit them in the live chat. And for anyone listening to this on their favourite podcasting software streaming services, the best way to ask us any questions about the subject we're covering is to get involved on that YouTube chat.
So I found the expansion now. So the other one, it was potentially going to be Buster Oakley Gets His Wish. So that's quite an obscure Hellboy one where he goes he kind of goes off, meets this young lad who's kind of in charge of like some kind of satanic cult, and as normally happens in a satanic cult, he gets turned into a cow man.
Of course.
And then gets beamed up into space by some aliens. And so Hellboy ends up fighting the aliens alongside Buster Oakley, is now a cow man. But I thought that was possibly a bit too crazy, and I wasn't sure how many people would have heard of that one. So instead we had the Hellboy Mexico one, which is a really kind of fun. There's obviously there's a few stories in that one, but they're all collected in one trade in one. Is it trade back? I can't remember that. But one collection, basically, one graphic novel. And you've got a few stories in there, which is like, obviously, Hellboy Mexico, which is the main one. You've got... Oh, what have you got? I put this on the blog. I'm terrible at remembering what I've actually said now. Okay, it's quite handy, actually, that I can check on the internet what I need to talk to you about.
Not frantically looking at your phone.
Yeah, so so Hellboy and the Aztec Mummy, Hellboy Gets Married, Hellboy and the Coffin Man, and then you got Hellboy House of the Living Dead. So they were all the stories in there, but we really the main one that we really liked was Hellboy in Mexico, where he teams up with 3 Mexican wrestling brothers and starts fighting vampires, and then at the end of it kind of has to fight this Comazots.
Yeah, I was struggling to pronounce it during the video.
Yeah, who is he actually is a kind of Aztec bat god. And as soon as we saw that, we're like, oh my god!
I mean, only in Hellboy do you get that mix of.
Yeah, it was. So we really liked that one.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the idea that we thought, well, this is a great one because it gives you 4 more playable agents, because obviously you've got to do Hellboy in spandex.
Yeah.
And it also gives an excuse to put one of the wrestling brothers in a sombrero drinking tequila, because sure.
Why not?
Yeah, and then obviously we could do a load of fun with part of one of the final confrontations takes place in like a big Mexican wrestling ring, which we thought would be an interesting variation compared to what we'd done before.
Yeah.
So it just gave us it gave us an opportunity, and particularly James and Sophie at Needy Cat, to just have a lot of fun with it, really.
Yeah, I think Hellboy lends itself to that kind of ridiculous, but also in a way they're taking themselves very seriously.
Yeah,
he's very broody, but he's still in a luchador outfit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's still punching people also dressed up. But
yeah.
So the idea was, so Hellboy Mexico is a kind of new expansion. Like you say, it's a limited edition, so it's not Kickstarter exclusive. It was funded during the Kickstarter, but it just means that we basically, when you print a load at Kickstarter, you can order as many as you want. So we ordered a few extras that we knew we'd want to take to retail, and then once they're gone, that's it. It's
so
you will never ever be able to buy Hellboy in Mexico ever again.
Ever again.
No.
No pressure.
No, exactly. So if you want to complete your collection of expansions on your shelf, this is your one chance.
If you want every Hellboy possible, so you got your holiday Hellboy, your horned Hellboy, your regular Hellboy.
Yeah, so you've got normal Hellboy, horned Hellboy, not horny Hellboy. That's
not horny Hellboy.
No, pancakes Hellboy.
Oh yeah.
Lucador Hellboy, enraged Hellboy.
Oh,
I said pancakes. I said horned Hellboy. Holiday Hellboy.
Pancakes is the monkey one, right?
No, but pancakes is pancakes is the young one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think that is it at the
At the
At the moment.
See, that's...
So you can have an entirely Hellboy BPRD squad if you want.
Yeah, I think I was talking about. I think that came up on the video with James and Sophie. It's like if you just want to punch everything and be immune to all fire, then go nuts.
Yeah, that'd be quite a fun one.
Yeah, I have to do that.
So, but that's kind of not all we've got in the realms of Hellboy going on the website today. We went into the warehouse the other day, and at the back of the warehouse, in like an ancient treasure chest, we found some extra Kickstarter editions. So again, a bit like we order extras for missing bits and things like that. We also ordered a few extra for those. So yeah, if you missed out on the Kickstarter, and if you've been looking at it and drooling slightly, thinking, God, I wish I could get all this sweet stuff, because there's things in there like Conquer a Worm, which isn't out yet, BPRD Archives, which isn't out until next month, and all the kind of Kickstarter extras. So you got Baba Yaga, Hecate, The Visitor, all the BPRD guys like Kate Corrigan, Bud Waller.
It's absolutely chock full.
Yeah, it's about 100 and I think it's 119 miniatures if I remember right. And you've got obviously the really cool stuff like Monkey with a Gun, Iron Shoes. So there's loads and loads of stuff in there. So we've managed to dig those out. And we also found, actually, bizarrely, some in our US shipping hub. So when we do the Kickstarter, we ship a load over to the US. And we found they had a few extra left as well. So if you are in North America, you can order it from the website, and it'll be shipped straight from them. So you might get it a bit quicker. Also, you might avoid any kind of customs fees and things like that, hopefully. And it is US only, those ones. So if you are in the UK or Europe and you go on and see that they cost £9,999, that is a deterrent to stop you, hopefully, trying to order it. I mean, if you want to pay £9,999,
more power to you.
Go ahead. We'll take it. I'll take it as a personal donation.
Also, if you're curious what is inside that box, there is a video on Mantic Games where you and James, I think it was, go and absolutely crack that bad boy open and have a look what's inside. So if you want to see specifically what is inside that, take a look at that.
I think it's about 5 kilograms or something. Something ridiculous.
I think you broke the table.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. I tried to link it in chat, but my phone is having a field day, so I'll post it somewhere.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going to pop up suddenly.
Okay, but that's not all, Matt.
But wait, there's more.
There is more, and that is finally box full of evil, which is actually a box full of goodness.
All the goodness.
Yeah. This was again kind of on the Kickstarter. It was a collection of Hellboy Mexico, Darkness Calls, which is a new expansion, and that is totally not available yet. And that is the kind of precursor to the Wild Hunt, which is obviously one of the expansions we did last year.
Yeah.
And then you get a few extras. So you get Vladimir Giorescu, Igor Bromhead, the floating heads, the Japanese floating heads from the aptly titled one-shot Floating Heads. And you also get an Oni in there. So an Oni, if you don't know, is kind of like a Japanese demon. And that was quite cool, actually, because the Oni only appears at the back, kind of in some concept art at the back of, I can't remember which graphic novel it is. Someone might know in the comments. Okay. But it was an Oni, and I thought, we kind of looking at it, think, oh, that'd be a really cool model to make. So we asked Dark Horse, we asked Mike Mignola if we'd be all right to do it. And he said, yeah. So that was the first time kind of anyone had really kind of made that, which I thought was quite cool. So, yeah, Box Full of Evil is kind of a great way to get a load of expansions and some extras. That was, again, we had a few of those basically in the back of the warehouse, and we found those and put them up on the website.
There we go. Absolutely. Just all the Hellboy content. Everything you'll ever need. Your painting backlog might be indefinite at that point. But
I think, yeah, I mean, like we were saying earlier on about giving people stuff to do when they self-isolate. You can play Hellboy solo as well, actually.
Yeah.
So, wow, what a perfect way. You could play through all the missions on your own while self-isolated.
We didn't even plan it.
We used to have a self... Now, I'm not going to reference the other solo sale we did, but maybe we should have a self-isolation sale. And all the things you can play on your own, we can put those up.
I'll just slap over some text on top of the Valentine's Day video.
Let's not talk about that again.
Martin's in chat somewhere.
It happened. That happened.
It happened. It got signed off. It's not my fault.
Yeah, and then finally, actually, on the Hellboy front, sorry, because there is one more thing to mention. We haven't actually kind of officially announced these yet. But we've put them up as a bit of a teaser. Next month, we're going to do so. For those who have got the Kickstarter, who have seen the token upgrade pack, we did these small busts of Hellboy, Liz, Johan, and Roger. Sorry, Johan, Liz, Johan, and Abe from the core game. And the idea is you use these to basically see who's the priority markers, to see who's going to get attacked. And loads of people really loved them, and they were saying, "Oh God, I wish these were bigger." So we went back to Luigi, our super master sculptor. Unfortunately, he's in Italy at the minute, so he's having a bit of a tough time of it. But he kind of went back to him and asked if he could do a bit more detail and make them bigger. So he's actually made these really, really nice, about 9 centimeter tall, like busts for painters. So if you enjoy kind of painting busts, and we know there's a lot of people. I've got to be careful how I say this, actually. But if you enjoy kind of painting those kind of really detailed busts, then they're coming out next month, and we put them up for the pre-order now, just in case people are kind of on there looking at the Hellboy stuff and want to grab some. So but the detail on them is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We've got we had Hellboy painted up by Matt Kennedy, former I think he's a Golden Demon winner, heavy metal painter. He's painted up Hellboy, and I saw a preview of it yesterday, and he's done such a fantastic job. So kind of keep an eye out for that next week, because that kind of shows what you can potentially do with them, because they do look fantastic.
I might have to pick one up, to be fair.
Problem is, I'd just be terrified they'd do a crap job of it.
Yeah, I'll get it and then send it off for a professional paint.
in all fairness, I mean, they do require a little bit of cleanup because they're resin, but the Hellboy one would just look nice on your desk.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
so
I just paint it gold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Like a trophy. Done. Yeah. There's you can buy Hellboy on his own, and then you can buy a kind of a limited 6-pack, which has got Hellboy, Liz, Johan, Abe, Roger, and Lobster Johnson.
So, Lobster Johnson though. Ooh.
Yeah, he's cool. I did try, just out of interest, to see if you could play the actual game with them. Unfortunately, they do fill an entire cube on their own, so probably not.
Well, that is just a risk I'm going to have to take.
Okay.
For full size. Kirsten, Rob will get all 6 and paint them green, probably.
Well, I mean, basically everything is a big goblin, so they are the master race. So why would I bother painting them any other colour? So that's. And I don't think there's any more Hellboy news. I think it's
a lot of Hellboy news. So.
Yeah, next month we've got along with the busts, we've got some other bits and bobs coming out, which is like some of the stuff that was on the Kickstarter, but we haven't released at retail yet. Mm-hmm. So that is the BPRD archives, and that's really cool because it's a bit like Hellboy Greatest Hits, where you get to mix and match all the different things together.
Me and Alice
and create your own adventure.
And it goes mad quickly.
Yeah, so you can create a mission where 1 minute you're fighting frog monsters, then a load of Nazis turn up, and then maybe some vampires turn up, and at the end you fight comatose in a wrestling ring. Yeah. So you can kind of totally go crazy with it and kind of create your own Hellboy story, I guess, in some ways. And we've seen some really cool stuff where it's a bit like almost kind of RPG things where people create a little story for it and explain what's going on. So yeah, I think that's coming out next month as well.
Ooh, keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Right, I'm having a look at these Facebook questions.
Oh, we asked for some questions, didn't we?
Yeah, so just to remind anyone that's joined, if you keep an eye on the Mantic Games Facebook, if there's a particular topic in mind, we'll post if you have any questions, and obviously you can ask them in the YouTube chat. But if you want to know something about the certain subject we're covering, the best place to be is on the Mantic Games Facebook. So I'm just having a look at the blah blah. So Taylor asking, any thought of bringing Hellboy and his agents to Dreadball or Dead Zone? Hellboy team.
Well, I mean, one thing we, yeah, I guess I can, yeah, I can talk about this. Well, one thing we actually, when we started off talking about Hellboy, I'd originally imagined it as a skirmish game.
Yeah.
Similar to, I guess, The Walking Dead in some ways, because I thought you could have the BPD versus kind of Rasputin and the Nazis, or the Black Flame and the Frog Monsters, maybe kind of, or Baba Yaga and kind of wild animals. So we kind of started out there, and obviously then it evolved into the board game we all know and love, Matt. But actually, since then, we've talked about maybe going back and looking at that again. We've got such a great range of minis.
Yeah.
That actually, why not look at different ways to use them? So yeah, I mean, I guess never say never for that one. They definitely won't end up in Dreadball or Dead Zone, but they could maybe end up playing in another way. Alternative ways to play, I guess.
Always gets talked about.
Yeah.
Will Hellboy items / figures be added as Mantic points?
We've got. We could maybe add. I mean, sometimes we add the Kickstarter exclusives. We haven't got a lot left, actually, of the kind of individual minis. But yeah, potentially we could have a look at. I mean, what something would be cool, because I think we keep talking about overhauling the Mantic points. Yeah. We were kind of getting the website working last year, which was the big project. Now that's kind of mostly working as it should.
Touch wood.
We can have a look at Mantic points. Yeah, touch wood. We can have a look at doing some interesting stuff. So it'd be great to do something like a Mantic points case file or that kind of thing. I think that would be something would be really cool. But yeah, I mean, we're going to look at the Mantic points, and that would be one thing that we'd like to do. I think add some more Hellboy stuff on there and some more Walking Dead stuff and all sorts, really, actually.
Cool. James from Needercat Games asking the most important question: who would win in a fight, Hellboy or Blaine?
So I actually replied to this one on Facebook. And I think as soon as the first punches, they basically both punch each other at exactly the same time, which would make the world implode.
I think it's the only logical explanation to it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be, and the only thing I guess would be like if Chuck Norris as well was fighting in that, and then that'd be the ultimate scrap, I think.
Wish list for future expansions. We kind of touched on this, like the ones that you were thinking of. Obviously, Hellboy in space was.
Yeah, I think we've got. Yeah, we've got. So we've done Darkness. So we did the obviously the first game, which is kind of Seed of Destruction, and we've got. Then we had Darkness Calls, which is in the Kickstarter. We did Wild Hunt. So the kind of next logical thing would be something like Storm and the Fury, which is the conclusion to that initial arc, which would be quite a good one to do. You know, big dragon, that kind of stuff in that one.
Always fun.
So I think we'd certainly like to look at that. But then there's also lots of spin-off stories. I think one of the other ones I was looking at is it Strange Places, where he goes underwater. Let me have a look. So I'm typing. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I think, so the Strange Places was one we looked at, where he kind of goes underwater, which I thought would be really cool, actually. And there he does team up with someone else. I think it's that one. He teams up with a mermaid, and then he gets a nail in his horn, which allows him to breathe water. It's a long time
like
since I
you
read
do.
that one. Yeah, but I thought that would be quite an interesting one. The only problem with that one is you would need quite a lot of different tiles because it all takes place underwater. But he takes on some like mud men or something. So I thought that one was really good because it had minions and all sorts. So
Yeah.
I think we're always looking, and also well, actually, I will reveal one thing, which is, and I think I've already hinted on it on a previous blog, is that we had Nimue as the show exclusive at Gen Con last year, and I think this year the plan is to do Gruagach as well.
Ooh.
So that.
Just having a look on the YouTube chat. Just in regard to Mantic Points, Rick is asking, can you guys post the Mantic Points collector's card again somewhere on the website? I think they disappeared after the redesign.
Oh, yes. Yes, not a problem. We can put that on there. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But thanks for letting us know. Obviously, when the transition happened to the new website, there's a bit of catch-up.
Yeah, some things got lost in the matrix.
Yeah. Martin asking, is the next expansion Hellboy in isolation? Probably. If the way everything's going.
That'd be fine. Most of the missions he does solo anyway, so it'd be no problem.
Hellboy is the master of self-isolation. We just thought he was brooding, but he's actually just looking out for everyone.
He's preparing, yeah.
Yeah. Just have a look. Got time for just a couple. What can you tell us about the Hellboy dice game?
So Hellboy, that's a good question actually. I can tell you some things about it, I guess. So, Hellboy Dice Game was a game myself and Matt Gilbert here have worked on for a bit, and it was kind of using the Hellboy dice you get in the board game, and it was kind of boiling down. So the kind of essence of Hellboy, the actual full game, is Hellboy and the BPRD exploring basically a kind of a spooky house and fighting frog monsters. And we realised not everyone's necessarily got time to play that or set it up. So we kind of wanted to boil that experience down to the very essence. And it was, okay, well, you've got the dice, which obviously signify the combat. And then you've got a deck of cards, which represents the house you're exploring. And it'll be frog monsters coming up and fighting you. Or it could be unexpected events like you falling through the floor and getting injured. So we made this push your luck dice game. Oh, Ronnie's just walked in.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. See, look.
Podcast invading.
I told Ronnie purposely that we were starting at 12:30 when in fact we're almost finished.
No, I'm here.
So so we've run it at the open day. We ran it at Mantic Night at Gen Con last year, and it was really popular. So I think we'll be doing it again at the open day this UK one this time, and then
on the 9th of May.
Yeah, no, I've already had a public service announcement. So yeah, kind of watch this space, I guess, for that one.
Okie dokie. And I think that's all we have time for. But,
Ronnie, you've just come in just as we're finished.
Oh, what a shame.
Nah.
But thank you.
Well, I watched it last week and saw you spilling all those beans when I had the day off. So yeah.
That's my danger zone.
Yeah, so I made sure this week I took control.
We need a producer in our ears, basically, to shush him. But thank you everyone that has joined in and asked questions. Obviously, apologies with the movement of the open day if you can't make it. But yeah, it's some of those things I guess we're all dealing with. And
I think we'll still have a great time on May the 9th. I think it's bank holiday. It's actually, I didn't realise it's the early bank holiday weekend. So the Friday is now the bank holiday.
Is it?
Yeah. So if you want to come down on Friday, because we have
we're just trying to do the best we can in difficult times and we keep everybody safe.
Yeah, but we'll have if you're off on that Friday, we'll have the HQ open from.
Yeah, come down and stay overnight.
Yeah, and play some games on the Friday probably. Yeah, so that'd be cool actually.
Friday opening and then set up for Saturday.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's no more questions, Matt.
No, I can't see. It's just Elvis asking random stuff. And
Elvis could ask us when he comes. He's probably asking when the open day is.
He was asking about crossovers with Friday the 13th, but I just don't know.
No, I mean I saw someone ask about because there was a crossover with Hellboy when he was with Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God,
we wish.
dream project. But yeah, I don't think there's much. Oh, hang on, Ronnie's coming back in now.
I just see if you were actually wrapping up, or you just done that to get rid of
No,
it.
no, no, we are wrapping up. Yeah.
See everybody. Bye bye. Keep well.
Yeah, Batman would be an absolute dream, but it's unfortunately, obviously we've got to talk about other IPs and then that's mixing in. But
now Ronnie's talking about secrets projects.
Oh god.
Okay, quick. You need to close this down, Matt, because Ronnie's come in and started talking about secret things.
I'm trying my hardest. But yeah, so thank you for everyone that's posted a question. Obviously, this will be available on streaming services on Monday. We'll let you know what the next subject is for Friday. And obviously, if you keep an eye on the Mantic Facebook group, that's probably the best way to know what the upcoming podcasts are and to get your questions answered. And thanks again, Rob, for all the details.
It's been a pleasure. Sorry I haven't seen your beautiful face while we've been doing this one.
I'm missing you more every minute. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.